Our next inductee is a public servant whose lifetime of leadership has left an indelible mark on both Wilkes County and the state of North Carolina. She began her career in 1971 as a deputy clerk of Superior Court, eventually making history as the elected clerk of court who masterfully oversaw the transition of a century's worth of local history into our modern courthouse. Her dedication to justice and governance then took her to Raleigh, where she served with distinction in both the North Carolina House of Representatives and the state Senate, securing millions in funding for vital local projects, including our National Guard facility. Upon returning home, she shattered yet another glass ceiling in 2024, becoming the first woman to chair the Wilkes County Board of Commissioners. From her tireless advocacy for mental health and opioid prevention to her legislative work, she's earned the Duke Energy Citizenship and Service Award and even had a crisis center named in her honor. A leader who truly embodies a servant's heart, she remains a champion for our community.
She is a very strong person. She is very determined. She's passionate. Even though she has chosen public service in the way of elected office, she has not really done that to further herself, but to further her community. She's been in numerous government and municipal positions, and they're all designed to help people. So she's a helper, and that's what I like about her the most.
She was a great mentor. I trusted her completely. Her knowledge of the legal system, the judiciary system in North Carolina was amazing to me. The Senate's full of lawyers. Everywhere you look, there are lawyers. Shirley seemed to have more knowledge than any of them. Her many years as your clerk of court is, I'm sure, the reason that she had such knowledge, but it was certainly beneficial in the Senate.
She didn't become an elected official until after I had graduated high school. She started out in the clerk's office as deputy clerk and then later become an assistant clerk. She has a love for law, and I think it was her love for law that pushed her into running for clerk of court. When she worked in the clerk's office, that's where she developed her number one passion, which is the substance abuse mental health.
It's not a secret that Wilkes County has kind of struggled with substance use over the past decade or so. That's just become a passion of hers, and she has chosen to serve her community in that way. Folks in our community that might not otherwise have access to substance use treatment, those services are much easier for people to access with the Randleman Center that we now have here. And she remains involved in that center. She's just a very impressive woman, and she sees a problem and she rolls up her sleeves and tries to fix it best she can.
Her career at the clerk's office, which spanned 34 and a half years, prepared her for the next step. She retired as the clerk of court, and for 2 years, she stayed at home with my nephew. And then the opportunity came for the North Carolina House, and she decided to go to the House because she knew law, and she knew she could make a difference. Even though when you're in those seats, you serve a larger population, a larger district, my mom has always had a heart for the people of Wilkes County. When she worked in the clerk's office, she worked with involuntary commitment. She saw families deal with the substance abuse and mental health. So she could see that need in Wilkes County. You know, we had New River Mental Health, and that was a good place for people to go to. Then when they went away, it was committing them to the coast of North Carolina or wherever there was availability to Asheville. Well, that took the person away from the families. So then when she got to Raleigh, she had that experience from the clerk's office that it gave her the ability to work with senators and the governor in Raleigh, because you know most of them are lawyers. They have law degrees, and get them to see that things may not be working and might need some change.
She just continues to see where the need is, and she knows how to operate in that elected official space and how to be the most influential and use her voice in the best way that she can to help her community. And you know, not everybody knows how to operate in that space. I certainly don't. But she does. She uses that knowledge and skill and continues to this day to put herself out there in an elected position and help her community. Well, she lives here. She knows people here. She knows the culture. She knows the citizens of Wilkes County. And you know, she chose to go to Raleigh, among other things, to represent those folks that she knows so well. This community means a lot to her. It's a big county, but a small community. She takes pride in where she's from, and she is very serious about advancing the needs of people in her community and helping those who may not otherwise get help, if not for a person like Shirley Randleman.
She just did a wonderful job passing great legislation during her tenure there. Some of the legislation that she passed will make our families better in North Carolina. She was just a jewel at knowing what to do and when. She was very well respected, and we all loved working with her.
If you're from Wilkes County, you know the needs of Wilkes County. You faced those needs. When you live here and you grow up here, you understand Wilkes County, and she has a vast knowledge of Wilkes County. Who would ever thought that a little girl from North Wilkesboro would ever write a law, much less work in every aspect of law? She instilled in me at an early age to try hard. Don't let people stand in your way. Don't let anything stand in your way. Don't let a disability stand in your way. Get out and do it.
Please join me in welcoming a dedicated civic leader into the Wilkes County Hall of Fame, Mrs. Shirley Blackburn Randleman.
So thank you all for being here. And I want to wish you all a good evening. This has been a great event. I'm very blessed to be here, and I know you feel the same way. I'd like to start by thanking the Wilkes County Hall of Fame Board. This is an exceptional class of 2026, and I am truly honored to be inducted with this class. And I was telling my husband this week, I can say that I have a personal relation with each person that's been inducted. Mrs. Winkler was my 6th grade school teacher. So I can connect with most of the people that have been inducted. I want to thank my family. They always supported me in my decisions. May not have always been 100%, but they were always there. Once the decision was made, they backed me up 100%. I want to thank the people of Wilkes County, because without the people in Wilkes County, I would never have been able to serve in any capacity. But most of all, I thank God that He created me with a servant's heart, because you have to care about other people to be effective in serving them. So I have always tried to maintain that touch with the people who live in our county. And I can't say that I don't like any of them, because I do love our county and the people who live here. We all have favorite songs. So one of mine is a Michael Jackson song, and I'm not going to sing, I'm just going to tell you the words. Song is Man in the Mirror, and the chorus reads like this. I am starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change. We are all that man in the mirror, and it's up to each of us to make the world a better place. So thank you, and thank you for this induction.